Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of 11 Mile Sessions Live. I am your host, Scott Boatwright, as always. We've got some great videos coming up in a little while, and of course, at 7 o'clock, another live band performance in the studio. Gearing up right now is Sky Watchers, so stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, I have the pleasure. I have Joshua Lang from Passenger Recovery with me this evening. Good evening, Joshua. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Very welcome. My pleasure. All right, so we're here to talk about quite a few things. Some very exciting news for Passenger Recovery. Why don't you start out? How did you become a part of Passenger Recovery?
Well, Chris Tate, who is the founder of Passenger Recovery, him and I have a mutual friend, and she introduced me to Chris about a week before he opened the physical space of Passenger Recovery, the community center
In Hamtramck.
in Hamtramck, yes, on Kniff there, and I walked in and I was like, "Oh, did you make this place just for me?" And
Of course he did.
yes, he was just waiting for me. And it felt like home. It was just a great place to continue my recovery journey.
Okay. How did you find out about it, Passenger Recovery? You said it was a
Mutual
young lady?
friend.
Mutual
Yeah.
friend?
Yeah, my friend Tara, our friend Tara.
Okay. Tara Sheehan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't met her personally, but I know of her.
Yeah, she's definitely very helpful when it comes to passenger recovery. She can't seem to help herself, but help us out. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to have her as a support.
Okay. So when you were before you were starting your recovery, what were you doing?
Before I got sober.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't mind.
Oh, if I don't mind. Well, struggling through addiction and everything like that, I still tried to do the things that I loved. I was in Chicago for many years, so I played in bands, I DJ'd, I opened art gallery for a little while. I went to Brazil for a little while and taught English, but slowly but surely, all of the things that I'd cared about just started, kind of falling away. And then when I got sober, I started to reintegrate those things into my life. And I loved doing community radio. And I was lucky enough to start doing a show on Ferndale Radio through my friend Mike D, our mutual friend Mike D.
Yes.
Shout out to Mike D and Ferndale Radio.
There you go.
And it was such an integral part of my recovery. It checked a lot of boxes, and that is basically how Passenger Radio came about. I thought if I could create a platform where other people can get their version of what I got out of doing a radio show, then I should do it. And Passenger Recovery, the community center, seemed like the perfect place to do it. And so I approached Chris and Brian at Passenger Recovery, and they were all for it.
Okay. So that's one of the wonderful things about Passenger Recovery. Chris, of course, understands as well what it's like to try to get your life back together. And you still want to do the things that you enjoy,
Right.
but you have to approach it a different way than you did before if it's going to work out.
Exactly.
And you don't realize how enjoyable all these things are once you get straight,
Yeah.
if you will.
Exactly. It's one thing to reintroduce that stuff into your life, all these things that you used to love, but then to find the connection, the well-being connection, and the wellness connection, excuse me, is pretty is pretty surprising to me, to tell you the truth. Not only does this feel great to be doing this thing that I haven't done in so long, it actually helps with my recovery as well.
Yeah, and you're surrounded by others that enjoy and love it as well.
Exactly. That's where the community part comes in.
All right, so we have very exciting news to talk about. You have a radio station, if you will, that's starting very soon. The launch is on the 21st.
21st of March, we are finally launching Passenger Radio as part of as a passenger recovery community center. We are going to be launching it on the 21st, Friday the 21st, during the Hamtramck blowout. That will be from 7 to 11 at the Passenger Recovery Community Center, and I'm bad with...
Yeah, got to give us that address, Joshua.
I know. And that's at 2697 Kniff Street in Hamtramck. We're going to have all of our local DJs are going to be there. We're kind of rolling out like an introduction to all of their shows. So, they're going to come in and, kind of give everybody like a 3-song taste of what to expect from their shows. It's actually going to take up a lot of time because we have a good 16, 17 DJs already.
Already, that's impressive.
Yes.
16 or 17.
Yeah.
And even if they only do a couple hours at a time, that's a lot of shows there.
Yeah. It's go ahead.
I was just going to say, so I'm guessing that we're talking about different styles and different genres of music.
Yeah, definitely an eclectic mix of folks. We've got everything from people who, like Dave Lawson, who almost strictly plays like super rare 50s and 60s like R&B 45s. But that's just like the backbone of his show. Like he goes into all different directions from that starting point. And that seems to be what a lot of the DJs want to do. It's been fun for every DJ having that initial conversation with them where you can like watch like the motor going in their head where they're like, I want to do this, but I'd probably want to incorporate that too, and just watch them in real time kind of formulate what they want to do.
So it sounds like Dave Lawson is doing something similar to Little Steven's Underground.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
This is the origin. This is where this stuff started. But hey, guess what? There's still more to be heard. You know, and even today, newer stuff coming out.
Exactly. Yeah, you're just like, I know you like this stuff, but you might not have heard this song. It's going to be your new favorite one, so brace yourself.
And the same goes for all genres. That's what I did, and I still do college radio at Henry Ford, WHFR, and that's what we do.
Right.
We start out with a base of like what everybody probably knows about already, but guess what? There's a lot more out there, and I'm going to play it for you.
Yeah, exactly. You just you get them in the door, and then it's time to not educate, but maybe it's the funnest thing to turn people on to new music. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. Like whatever second place is, I don't even know where it is. It brings me the most joy. It's one thing is for me to discover the song and enjoy it, but not soon. Very soon after, I'm just like, okay, who can I let? I think so and so would like this song, and then this person would like that song, and that it's just let's spread the love, spread it.
Yeah, spread love, spread music, not hate, not politics, not anything that's gonna, and nothing negative, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly, and that is where. Not only is an eclectic mix of music important because it represents so many different cultures and backgrounds, but when you hear all of this music played together, and hopefully it makes sense to you, that kind of represents a unity, not only in the music, but the people listening to it. And it would be, I don't know, I have a little daydream in my head of a kid hearing, like, okay, I'm on my own now. I'm not going to listen to the stuff that my parents listen to, and they discover Passenger Radio, this eclectic mix, and then that's their first foray into listening to music. They're like, oh, this is the way it is. It's everything.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's sadly lacking in commercial stations, radio stations, the big ones. I go back to the time when FM radio was like that.
Yes.
Exactly what you said. I broke away from my parents. They were into the 50s music, the doo-wop. My father was into the older country and rockabilly, which I like all of that.
Right.
But then when I finally discovered FM radio in the 70s, I'm like, holy shit, there is a world of different stuff out there.
Yeah.
And I felt like Columbus or Magellan, just going on this endless exploration of all the stuff that's out there. And I've always thought that music is a universal language.
Exactly.
You can put 20 people in the room, and each one of them can be from a different country, speak a different language. But if you find certain music, they can all come together
Yes, absolutely.
and enjoy that.
And that is how I think this radio station can reach, not only help and reach people in recovery, but it is a universal language. And, recovery is, it doesn't just stop at sobriety. It's a holistic process. So it also involves, emotional well-being, mental and social well-being. And music and the arts, I think, can inspire and enrich that journey. And if you hear me talking about that, and I'm talking about recovery, but if you think about any sort of well-being that somebody is looking for, it speaks to them as well. This is a universal balm,
It is. I totally agree. Definitely agree. Besides music, though, you plan on doing other things as well, like talk shows, maybe community news, that kind of thing?
We will have certainly community announcements. We do have one book show that is going to be, we're going to be rebroadcasting it from our friends in Chicago, Lumpen Radio. And we will be broadcasting some recovery-based information as well, a couple of times, a month and everything like that. There will also be resources on the website for things like that. And, beyond that, we would love to start hosting events and, bringing the people together, away from the radio and in person.
Yeah.
But that's kind of getting ahead of myself, I think.
Well, it's not too early to think about it, though.
Oh, I'm definitely thinking about it.
Well, I would say, though, I know that Passenger Recovery is a networking for people all over the country and even,
Yes.
UK, I think.
Yes.
So, I mean, what you've already been doing is, like, it's a place for people to, like, reach out and say, hey, where's the nearest place where I can go to a meeting or where I can do this?
Exactly.
And obviously now you can do the same thing with this radio station. right?
Exactly. Yeah, it can reach anybody. If they're coming to the Passenger Recovery website to find a meeting, say they're a touring musician and they're in Baltimore or wherever,
Right.
and not only can they find a nearby meeting, but they can find a place where they can go to a laundromat and like things like that as well. And they'll be one click away from this awesome radio station as well, that's coming to them from people who have gone through and are going through the same thing as they are. And so I think that everybody is going to be able to appreciate the radio station, but people in recovery will get a little extra layer because this is coming from their people,
Right. So I would imagine, I mean, we're looking farther ahead, like you said. You're thinking now, but hey, it's not too early to plan. You could actually have people probably doing shows in other cities then eventually,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
because that's kind of like what we do here at NRM Streamcast.
Right.
I mean, I'm the one that does it in Royal Oak, but there are people doing shows all over the country that are connected to us.
Oh, that's great.
The possibilities are endless.
They
Joshua.
are. I know. I just want to get this launch party going.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, first the launch party, then the world.
First things first. Okay, so let's talk more about it then. So it's actually a week from tomorrow.
Yes.
It starts at 7 o'clock. It's going to be physically at the Passenger Recovery. What do you have as far as, like, if people want to come there that night? What do you got set up, or is it just going to be you doing the radio thing?
Oh, we'll have the radio thing going, but there will be food, there, community as well.
Yeah.
And let's see what the heck else. Yeah, it's basically a way to, like I said, get introduced to all of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So all of our DJs are going to be there rubbing elbows and
Okay.
everything. So, if you're coming to the blowout and you want to step away from the,
The insanity.
the insanity, you can come in.
Good
and-
insanity.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We'll be just like slightly lower decibel insanity for you.
Okay. All right. That's wonderful. So public is welcome. Anybody that wants to stop by and
Yes,
check
please,
it out.
Please do.
And let's see, the call letters again, they're
Yeah, it's Passenger Radio WHCK.
WHCK. For some reason, I was thinking M, so I'm glad I double checked. So WHCK, I take it that is FM radio, correct?
Actually, we are starting out as on a streaming platform exclusively.
Okay.
It's just to go terrestrial is pretty expensive. Yeah,
I
so
understand, yeah.
So this is the way for us to, because we are on a nonprofit budget,
Mm-hmm.
to reach the most amount of people at the lowest price.
Okay, no, totally understood. And I would imagine you don't have to follow the same rules, right? Because you're not connected to the FCC.
We don't, but we do.
Okay.
We
all right.
do. Yeah. That can be a slippery slope when you just start, letting all sorts of language fly and what have you.
Okay, well, I wasn't suggesting that you make it some, where people can just type, say, and
Right.
you can start cussing left and right, but,
Right. Yeah. I think it's a FCC, their guidelines. It's not a bad set of guidelines to follow. There could be kids listening.
well, depending on what time of day, and your audience.
Right.
Yeah, it's another thing. The only thing that's always bothered me, though, is FCC basically controls the FM stations for the most part. And anybody that has a podcast or a streamcast can do whatever they want.
Right.
And yet a commercial station can't do any of it.
Right. It is strange.
And then, I've always hoped there could be some kind of a happy medium.
Right.
You know,
Because it is. It's an antiquated system that really, I'm very surprised that it still exists the way that it does.
so meanwhile, the average 10-year-old has a phone in their hand and they can pretty much, fill in the blanks,
Exactly.
the stuff they have access to
Exactly.
without even trying.
Yeah, exactly. Without even trying, they could stumble across something that might be questionable.
Yeah, it goes far beyond what the FCC are trying to control.
Yeah, it's it's like they're just holding on to this one scrap that they have left.
That's how they make their money, I guess.
I guess so.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with us. So,
I appreciate you having me along here.
so WHCK, it's beginning. So that's when you actually literally are going to go on the air at 7 o'clock?
Yep, 7 o'clock on March 21st. That's when we launch, and we're going to be 24 hours a day playing music, Passenger Radio. The website is going to be launched at the same time. It'll be passengerradio.com. It's in beta mode right now. Listening to it, it sounds great.
Okay. Well, like anything, you got to get the bugs out toward the beginning. It's
That's
all
true.
Good. But I'm sure it'll be wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. I might stop by and check it out next
Please
week.
do.
All right. So without further ado, I guess we got to get to some videos now. And what I'd like to start out with, we've got a couple bands that are going to be playing the Corktown Music Fest, which, by the way, real quick, Passenger Recovery is the charity recipient this year of Corktown Music Fest. So we'll have more details about that. That's at the end of April. 3 days, 9 venues, 1 wristband for 1 low price, like the Blowout. And all proceeds are going to go to Passenger Recovery. So you want to check that out, you can go on to Corktown Music Festival on Facebook, corktownmusicfestival.net, and find out more information. But anyway, a couple bands that are going to be playing. They're going to actually play at Trixie's Bar in Hamtramck Saturday, doors at 7. Let's start out with Snapcat Bandits, and this is a track called Nothing to Prove.
Nothing show me your thing. There's nothing to prove to someone like you. There's nothing to prove to myself or to you. And if we run out of time by the end of the night, there's nothing to prove to myself or to you. Like I'm having to hold everything that you know. In the end, it's all love to yourself. If you wanted to hide for the rest of your life, then I know there's some place you can go. But you don't have to say what you mean. You don't have to say what you mean. There's nothing to hurt someone like
All right, that was Past Dog Beach. Say that 5 times fast. That was something that they did from an NPR Tiny Desk submission, and that was a track called Empty. Before that, Snapcat Bandits, Nothing to Prove. Again, both of those bands will play in the Corktown Music Festival. If you need more information, go on Facebook, Corktown Music Festival, or now you can go on corktownmusicfestival.net, and you should see pretty much the majority of the schedule. We just have a few acts to book still, but other than that, you'll get it. Right now, we're going to play 3 bands that are going to be playing at the Corktown Tavern. And speaking of Corktown, and that show is tomorrow, doors at 8. And let's see, Proud House of Schmucks. They played for us on the first pre-party at Flamingo Vintage. So this is all connected somehow or another. That's the method to my madness. So anyway, let's start out with a band called Devil Bat. And this is a track called The Beyond. All right. That All right, that was Proud House of Schmucks. Really nice guys. Again, they played for the first pre-party at Flamingo Vintage Detroit in Southwest for us for Corktown Music Fest. Wonderful guys. Good song there called On Strike. Before that, Media Panic, and that was a track called Last One Standing. And we started off with Devil Bat with The Beyond. Joshua liked that one, so... Anyway, those three bands are going to be playing at the Corktown Tavern tomorrow night, doors at 8, so you won't want to miss that. All right, Cisco's going to be there too, man. One more, we're going to do 3 more songs, and stick around because at 7 o'clock right now we have Skywatchers doing sound check so they can do a live performance for us. You're going to like them as well. And they are going to be playing... They're going to be at the opening night at Corktown Tavern in mid-evening, so check that out. That'll be April 24th through the 26th, that Thursday, the 24th. So, 3 bands I'm very familiar with, Sonic Smut, Ficus, and the Hourlies. They've been on my show more than once. Great bunch of guys, including Tony Muggs, Chris Tomko, and Benjamin Kyle. Anyway... Sonic Smut is going to do something from their actual release that came out last year on vinyl. This is a track called Smut Promptu. Then Ficus is going to do Resonation Room. And we're going to finish off with the Hourlies. And that's going to be recorded live at Caju Cafe this past December the 22nd. So what this is it's called Psychedelias at Lagerhaus, and that's happening Saturday, also in Corktown on Michigan Avenue. Saturday, doors at 7. And again, stick around. We're going to have Skywatchers. So let's begin with Sonic Smut. And this is a track called Smut Promptu. 7 o'clock. It's time for a live band performance. And in the studio, I have with me the band Skywatchers. Good evening, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good. How are
Excellent.
All right. So we got lots of great songs to play. We're going to talk about your music, upcoming shows, all that good stuff. What would you like to start out with?
We've got one called Southern River.
one. Okay, what we normally do after the first song, we go around the room, we introduce ourselves. Keep in mind that some of our streaming platforms don't have video, so it makes sense for you to explain what you do. Start with you, sir.
Hi. Hello, I'm Colin. I play guitar and do some singing.
Colin,
Yep.
okay.
I'm Sean. I play bass and keys and do some singing.
All right, Sean.
Taylor, and I'm guitarist.
Alrighty, and last but not least,
And I'm Steven, and I'm hanging back here on the drums.
just Hagen. Huh?
Sitting low.
Yeah.
Reclining.
Now you can be like me no matter how tall the chair is. I'm still way down there.
That's me too.
I'm in that club.
All right. So we got lots of great songs to play. First off, how long you guys been doing this? When did Skywatchers begin?
We started about 6 months ago.
Ah, brand spanking new.
We started writing all these songs maybe 2 years ago. Over the last 2 years, me and Colin wrote a lot of the parts ourselves, and then we ended up finding Steven to play all the drum parts.
Okay.
And me and Taylor have another band, and so we just brought it all together, and now we're playing as a group.
All right, cool. All right, why don't we do another one?
All right.
This is recycling, right?
Yep.
All right. What was that one called?
It was two songs. One, the first one was Recycled Time, and the next one was Breakaway.
All righty. So you said you've only been around for about 6 months or so. But we can get a hold of your music if we want to. Where would we go?
We are still in the process of recording our first album.
Okay, I figured that much. But
We can go check us out on the social medias. Skywatcher Band is on all the different platforms.
okay, so you got a couple of YouTube
Yeah.
videos I've seen and the usual places then?
Yep, we're still getting it all together and trying to refine the songs and, I mean, dial in each part, you know, so it takes a little while to get it all together. And we do have demo recordings of all these songs that we did over the last couple of years, but we want to redo them with the full band now that we got the live sound together.
Okay. So you said it started out with just the two of you at first. And
Yep.
okay. How did you meet the others?
Well, me and Colin have known each other since, what,
High school, yeah.
15, 16, so 20 plus years, and same with Taylor. And me and Taylor have made a bunch of music together over the years too, and
Different bands? Would we know about them or?
different bands probably wouldn't know about them, but
Okay.
Yep.
Bear Prince and Lost Aliens.
Okay.
Yep. We had an old high school band called Ghost Panda
Yep.
a long time ago. So
Ghost Panda. I
Yeah.
don't know why that sounds familiar. I'm probably wrong, but
yeah.
it's just got one of them catchy names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
old high school band.
And then I met
So-
these guys on Craigslist, basically, because Sean put a post out there, and I was basically looking for some groups to join.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I run across that a lot, the people that come on and play for me on this show, that a lot of them, at least one member, you know, that's kind of like a one ad or Craigslist or something
Yeah.
like that. So that works out pretty good, finding somebody, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Steven's been a great addition, and I've played drums in the other two bands that we mentioned, and so when we were recording all these, I was playing the drums on the tracks, but I really wanted somebody else to play drums if I'm singing.
You
so-
can't play three instruments at the same time and
I'm
sing?
trying,
Come
you
on,
know?
what's wrong with you? But you're already doing the Geddy Lee thing, right? The vocals, the bass, the
Yeah,
keyboards.
Yeah, trying some stuff, you know.
See, influence of yours at all, or
I'm not familiar, no.
Geddy Lee,
Mm-mm.
Rush?
I haven't listened to Rush much, to be honest.
Wow. No judgment, no worries. I mean, they were only around for 30 years and played
you know.
large size arenas, including Joe Louis before it closed.
You
and
know, there's a lot of those types of bands. I'm into the Beatles a lot.
they go
That's a good influence.
much
on
farther
me.
back than Rush does.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Zeppelin, all the great rock bands.
So you kind of like the old stuff, but you skip the stuff in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't get into 80s rock too much.
Well, Rush technically would be 1974
yeah, they're
till like just four or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And that was only because the drummer passed away from brain cancer.
Gotcha.
But Geddy Lee was the bass player, keyboardist, and vocalist, sometimes all at the same time in one song. So.
All right. I'll have to check them out more then.
Yeah, you fan of Primus at all?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well,
Les Claypool is amazing.
Les Claypool considers Geddy Lee one of his idols.
Oh, okay.
And Primus actually opened up for Rush on a major tour many, many years ago.
Right on.
So there is connection to all that stuff, one way or another. Anyway, enough of that. No. All right, what do you have for us now?
What do we have next? Ego Ninja? This is Ego Ninja. Fighting the ego. Should probably tune a little bit. Okay, we're good. Let's go.
So you said that's Thunderous Mountain?
Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain, okay. All right, why don't we talk about some influences for a sec? Let's start with you, Colin, right?
Yep.
All right, what was it that you started listening to? What made you want to say, hey, I want to play guitar when I get older or something like that, Ed?
I think, well, like, at one point I was listening to The Clash a lot in my early years, and but I think as far as wanting to learn to play guitar, there's a band called Built to Spill.
Nice.
That was a big impact on me, and just the way they approach guitar seemed different to me than a lot of other stuff where it's just like lots of really fast solos and things, just really melodic riffs and stuff that really sounded really nice to me and made me want to try to play guitar.
So were you into a lot of the 90s stuff around that time? Built to Spill, and there was other bands like that, Polvo, and you know, sometimes they called it math rock to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, maybe I dabbled a little bit in there, but yeah, I remember like a lot of hits from the '90s, like Oasis and things like that. Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank as far as other '90s bands that may have made a big impact on me, but
Mogwai.
yeah,
Mogwai,
they weren't not super popular, but
No.
pretty popular as
Explosions in the Sky.
far as post rock. Yeah.
Very familiar. We used to play them at the radio station at Henry Ford College back in the late 90s. Mogwai was one of them, and you know, we were playing Verve before they played it on commercial radio, and Guided by Voices, and all kinds of great bands at that time.
Yep.
And again, very song structured to a certain extent, but guitar oriented, you know, and again, like you said, not really long drawn out solos or, you know, got to blow people's minds with every instrument and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of like thinking man's rock, if you will.
Yep. Yep. Interesting lyrics that don't always seem to make sense, but sometimes they make a lot of sense. Just kind of ambiguous lyrics, and
Okay.
Yeah, I guess going from, like you said, Built to Spill, and then hearing things like post rock, like bands like Mogwai and Explosions in the Sky, just kind of opened my mind to a different way of approaching guitar as well. So
Okay. All right. And you, Sean?
Like early influences?
Well, you did mention the Beatles and Led Zeppelin a
Yeah.
moment ago.
Those
but
were like probably 20-ish. I kind of got into that.
Mhm.
Early was like hardcore
Mhm.
music. Me and Taylor played in like a hardcore band when we were
Okay.
younger.
Any bands that come to mind, or
I don't even know. Under Oath. I don't listen to any of this music anymore, but it's definitely like something that got me into the scene because it just felt really cool, and it was like the kid thing to do, you know, and everybody's going crazy at the shows, mosh pitting and all that type of stuff. And back when my body could handle that was what I like to do.
and eventually your body starts telling you, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
shouldn't
old
be
now."
doing that anymore.
Yeah. But, like Radiohead's a really big influence for like current times, and more like psychedelic rock type bands like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Okay. There's a lot of bands in that category. You could go explore forever.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like what you're looking to do with this band? Something along those lines?
Yeah, we don't really want to stick to one particular genre necessarily. These songs are all a little heavier rock, but we got a lot of other stuff that's more melodic and more chilled out kind of vibes too. So
As we'll probably find out before we get out of here today, huh?
yeah. For sure.
Now, is this, I would take it you have more songs than what you planned tonight, the 9, right?
Yeah, we've got probably 20 to 30 songs that we've all demoed out, and they're all in various stages of complete and incomplete kind of thing, you know.
Well, and even the band that I had here last week, they were saying, you know, there's a huge difference with the song you're hearing tonight and what it sounded like 5 years ago, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Just playing with these guys has developed the sound a lot, and it's cool to hear the parts, even though like some of the rhythm guitar I played and then Taylor reinterpreted it, and it just sounds like him now, and it's got a little different tone to it, and the way he plays rhythm I really like. So it's like now that we got the full thing together, we want to try to bring that all into the recording process.
Okay. What about you, Taylor?
Inspirations?
Yeah. You got to speak.
Oh yes, yes. All right. Inspirations, I'd say me and Sean probably have a lot of the same because we grew up listening to the same stuff like Thrice or
That's a big one.
Thursday. A lot of really sad rock
or
or whatever.
Emo rock.
Yeah.
Depressing
Yeah.
stuff, if
Yeah.
you
And
will.
now I stay away from that. Now I'm more happy. I like any of the classic rock. I
Mhm.
get down with any blues. Yeah, any blues just that hits me right in the soul. So
All right. When you say blues, do you mean like rock that's blues oriented or actually blues?
yeah, blues, anything that's played in the blues scale, I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And last but not least, what about you, Steven?
Yeah, I think share some early influences with these guys. I think when I was like in middle school, I was big into like Fall Out Boy, All American Rejects,
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance, but I was lucky to have like a really good band teacher who played the drums, who kind of showed me the rock world. So I think like Beatles and Zeppelin and Radiohead, like Sean mentioned, like art rock bands I got really into. But I'm also a big REM fan.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Grohl's my favorite drummer, so Nirvana obviously. But
Okay.
try to explore everything.
The Foo.
God, you guys don't know how good you have it. I mean, I was around when that music was new and I got to enjoy it and see it live. But God, when it came to school and band, no teachers even had a clue about that kind of music.
Yeah.
You had to play these standards that were older than your grandmother. And if I could have like found out that, oh, you can do this on this instrument, I think I would have stuck with it much longer,
Yeah, that's how I felt about middle school band class as well. I played percussion in that, and it was like very much like the teacher just didn't want to do anything but stuff that didn't seem very interesting to any of the kids that were playing. Really.
He opens up the book and he goes, and the dust comes out of it. Here, we're going to play this song for the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Now, I was playing violin, and then, it was later on I heard Jean-Luc Ponty and the violinist for Roxy Music and all kinds of this other stuff. Like, oh my God, you can do that on a violin? I would have stayed with it if I had known that, but we were just doing Christmas songs and, again, stuff that was 100 years old. And there was nothing exciting about it whatsoever, So,
Exactly.
all righty. I guess we should do another one. Why not? What the hell?
A couple songs.
What do you have for us now?
This one's called Castle City. Is that where we're at? That's where we're at. That's what we got.
So we know you have one show that you folks and I are working on doing. Any other ones coming up?
We've been applying to a bunch. We haven't booked anything else yet, but
Alrighty.
we're definitely looking for gigs. And
Yeah, kind of in that in-between zone of not really having a whole lot of stuff online at the moment, so, and not really having like a show underneath us yet. So we're thankful to have the Corktown Music Fest coming up. And
All right. I can look it up if I have to, because I don't have it right in front of me, and I have to focus on so many things. Do you remember when I booked you, like which venue?
Yep, at the UFO bar on Saturday or Sunday, depending how you look at it, midnight.
Saturday,
Yeah.
technically both actually.
Yeah.
So you got a
So,
really
yeah.
good spot at UFO bar,
Yeah.
formerly the UFO Factory on Trumbull there by Michigan Avenue. It's a great place. I don't know if you've ever been there, but
Yep.
it's a really cool place to do live music. So Saturday, midnight, you get a wristband. I forgot well, it depends on when you buy the wristband. It's a different price. I think right now it's $20, if I'm not mistaken. Goes up $5 if you wait till towards the end. But this gets you 9 venues, 3 nights, over 150 acts. And all the proceeds go to Passenger Recovery, which is a wonderful organization based out of Hamtramck, but it's nationwide. It's basically a networking place for all musicians with recovery from addiction. So they can go on the website, they can find out, like if, say, they're touring and they're in Baltimore, they can find out where the nearest meeting is, or people just like themselves, and they can hang out and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, we
cool.
met the guy that was running it when we were coming in. Seems like a really good organization. Nice guy.
yeah, they got a radio station. They're starting a week from tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So,
We were getting the
Nice.
lowdown.
yep. So that'll be during the blowout. You guys can go out there and check that out too.
Sweet.
That's a big one as well.
Yeah.
That
Hamtramck.
they took a break, and that became the Hamtramck Music Fest, and I was one of the people that ran that for a few years. But
Gotcha.
blowout started like in the mid '90s
Hmm.
and through Metro Times, and it was around for like 25 years.
Oh, really?
So most people that have been in Hamtramck for a long time know what the drill is. You go out there and go nuts for about 3 nights, and just hop from bar to bar and
Oh, yeah.
drink and listen to music, or whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
All right, so Saturday at midnight, April 26th
Yeah.
/
Come on out.
27th.
Yep.
Come out and check out these guys, Skywatchers. So that should be a great time. You got a lot of other good bands playing with you that night, so it's going to be awesome. All right, why don't we do another one?
All right. We got 2 back-to-back for you here. Lead the way.
So I think that works out just about perfect. We got time for one more song. That should take us up to 8.
Yep.
All right. So once again, Colin, Sean, Taylor, Stephen, thank you so much for coming down and playing for us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun.
All right. So once again, Skywatchers Band, go on social media, Facebook, whatever. You can find your songs. Pretty much all the ones that we've heard tonight, correct?
Yep.
And then demos, all that good stuff.
Yep. We'll have a record coming out hopefully by summertime.
Summertime. Is it going to be a physical release at all, or just
Yeah,
digital?
we'd love to do some vinyls and get it out there as much as we can. You know,
Vinyl will take a while, no
people
matter.
are buying vinyls these days, so maybe it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a viable thing.
Some of them just as a status, they
Right.
don't even play them; they just have them,
Yeah.
in their collection.
Exactly.
Hey, look at this! Isn't
Yeah.
it
I mean,
cool?
nobody buys physical music anymore, so it's
Well-
like you might as well do something that people want to collect as just a thing to have.
Yeah, I mean, just even finding a player for any of the mediums now, When's the last time you saw a CD player at the shelf when you're out shopping? And if you have a newer car, no CD player. If you have a new computer, no drive. You're SOL.
Yep,
Even iPods, you don't see many people with those anymore.
Right.
that's
It's
true.
just
Yep.
people just pull out their phone and okay,
Yep.
60 seconds of listening and all right, that was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I recently
Streaming world.
dug out my old CD player from when I was a kid
Hmm.
Nice.
and been enjoying that again. It's just nice to have something about the physical process of putting a disc in and just chilling with the CD and not having like a bunch of ads pop up on the screen and stuff.
Oh, don't even get me started on that,
Yeah.
Yep.
And then of course, do you get a share of that revenue, the commercials? Oh, hell no, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that.
Everybody else laughs all the way to the bank. All right, well, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to let you finish it off. What do you have for us?
All right.
This song is called Fallen.